Check this out.
The OTK and Breath of the Wild have a lot of great features between them, but that is the best one, the weather system. And I'm gonna prove it to you and the Gibdo behind you, that this system is not only 10 times more in-depth than you previously thought, but also so much more impactful than we were aware of. Now, if you haven't played either of these games, the weather changes every 4 in-game hours, which is 4 minutes in real life. And each region has its own specific climate. So for example, depending on where you are, it could be sunny, rainy, a thunderstorm, a blizzard, or the Curse of Ra. They didn't stop at variety. This Reddit user, Hyrule, found out that in both Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, the weather isn't just random. It's extremely carefully tied to each region's climate. So for example, in Central Hyrule, you get a 60% chance of blue skies, 20% cloudy, and 10% rain. But it gets even deeper than that. Temperature affects rain chances, altitude affects temperature, and time of day affects both. In short, Nintendo basically made a real-life meteorology simulator. Now this is without a doubt one of the most in-depth and accurate weather systems to grace a game. But what makes Legend of Zelda stand out is that the weather isn't just some filter that turns on and off once in a while. It completely changes the world and how you interact with it. Now in most games, the weather is just a background effect. But in Hyrule, you are the weather's bitch. 2 simple examples being, are you trying to climb somewhere? It's raining, which means you're not climbing anymore. So now you can either wait the rain out or adapt and find a new way to your objective. Fighting an enemy in a thunderstorm? Or let's say you're trying to traverse the mountains in the Hebrew region during the blizzard. Not only are you slowed by the wind and out of control of your gliding, you're also having to battle out the cold so Link doesn't freeze into a rocket pop using fire and warm clothing. The temperature being one of the most important parts of the weather, needing different ways to deal with hot and cold as they get more intense. And that's the beauty of this insane system these games have. It obliges you to engage with it, to adapt and change how you approach anything you're doing. It adds a layer of gameplay depth that can challenge you no matter what you're trying to do or where you are. It even lets you use the weather to your advantage, like using thunderstorms to take out enemies with lightning or using strong winds to paraglide ridiculous distances. So it becomes not just an obstacle, but a tool. Nothing is straightforward, so you feel an extra sense of reward when you find your own solution to even a simple problem the environment is giving you while you explore or try to complete a task. And while it's not the feature that gets the most acclaim for how amazing these games are, it absolutely should be. Because Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom respectively would not be as special or interactive as they are without it. Imagine visiting the Gerudo region for the first time and not having to seek out shade or a promiscuous piece of armor with heat resistance to survive. Or not having the struggle of trying to navigate the insane blizzard in the Hebrew region. Without those extra layers of interaction, Gerudo's just another desert, and Hebra's just your run-of-the-mill mountainscape with snow. But Nintendo took the leap to make it more than that, for every region. It adds a level of immersion that is so overlooked that it becomes almost subconscious. But you are not only exploring, you are interacting with the world in a much more intimate and textured way than you're used to. You are reacting to the very climate of the world, rather than it being the other way around. Which makes the world feel so much more alive, because it's functioning by its own rules. And in turn, so much more beautiful. So the next time you're torturing Koroks with any form of metal, or putting on your furry outfit to tough out the cold, remember that this is the real star of the game. Alright, thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments what you'd like to see me talk about next, and I will see you all next week. Peace!